inside your bedroom. We stopped counting the days, lost in the rhythm.
So welcome back as we continue our Chattanooga Unzipped, courtesy of Mark Hite. And as you can tell, we have changed locations and zip codes. We're out to the ballpark.
We are in 37402 now. We've come across the river and we are in the entertainment district of Greater Chattanooga. Everything you would want to do, Julie, including going to the ballpark, is here.
I love the fact you've been using that phrase, the entertainment district. How great that we have an entertainment district in
really
Chattanooga.
is.
It's grown over the years.
We're a wonderful regional draw for people to come for a weekend because there's plenty to do, as we'll talk about here over the segment. You know, the ballpark is just one of the many, many things that you can do when you're here visiting in the greater downtown Chattanooga area.
So as we go through this half hour, once again, Mark will show us some housing that is available for sale, kind of the idea of what you can expect to live in if you choose this zip code. We'll talk with Scotty Bowman, who kind of crosses both sides because she's got the Big Chill and Scotty's on the river.
Well, we are right here at the riverfront, obviously. You can hear the cars on Riverfront Parkway going past us, but more importantly, Scotty's restaurant is anchored right here in the heart of where housing meets the entertainment district.
Right. So I want to talk a little bit about the nostalgia. You and I were both commenting on our walk over here. We're in this picnic area at AT&T Field, and it's so easy if you're living in suburbia or the outlying areas to forget about the fun of this entertainment district. You come into the ballpark, for example, and you have a memory of your own from when you were a kid. You take in a show at the Tivoli, and it takes you back.
Absolutely, and you've also got activities you can do as a family with the climbing wall. We've got the Creative Discovery Museum, the aquarium, which really began this huge revitalization downtown right over our shoulder as well. I mean, there's many memories that you can make, whether you're visiting or you're living down here.
We will discover when we talk with you about the living down here side of it, that the living down here is for everybody. When my husband and I first got married and we lived in Indiana, we had an in-town kind of loft apartment on this main street in the town where we lived, and we loved it because there was nothing we couldn't go do.
Right.
You see in this residential section, young, retired, even families can find a way to live down here.
Absolutely. I mean, you've got great public spaces as far as parks and ways to get out of your house. It's not just about the entertainment, but if you're a runner, a walker, you've got the Riverfront Parkway right here, coming right through the heart of 37402.
Right. There's also there are new builds happening in this zip code. But do you find when you're talking with clients, Mark, that they love the idea of repurposing?
As we're going to see in some of the housing, we're very fortunate that a lot of our older buildings were kept and today are being repurposed, refurbished, reinvented. And so that's what, just like our downtown has done over the last 30 years when the aquarium started it all.
Right.
Wow, what do we have to enjoy today?
I think it's fun too. Again, we've left our respective offices to come down here today. So you take in with nobody on the field. All around the field, it's a reflection of what the community of Chattanooga and North Georgia looks like. And so you see businesses that have their hubs down here, but then satellites across the area, choosing to support our community. And that's the whole point of this show.
And I think what's really cool too is, looking at the ballpark and looking at the outfield, all the local businesses that have chosen to invest in advertising and marketing to all these fans in the stands.
Exactly. I think you and I are both breathing a collective sigh of relief. Neither one of us has admitted it quite yet. But when we contacted Rich Mazingo to say, hey, can we come down to the ballpark and do this little bit of our show down here, he was quick to say yes. I was kind of afraid he might want us to go out and throw a ball or two and he would have humiliated me.
That would make a 2 times humiliation. I was happy to be in the beer garden here, Julie. Even though they haven't broken out the beers yet, you can reserve this space, but it's really pretty popular.
Before we take the tour and kind of take you around the 37402 zip code, as we're doing this, I know we're going to go out to Ottawa and East Brainerd in the weeks to come and then continue the tour. Does it mean a lot, do you find, for the businesses that exist in those zip codes to have people from other zip codes come in to support?
You know, local matters at such a high level. What the internet has done over the last 20 years for the ability to shop, to eat, to have experiences that you can have on your laptop or your phone. It is so important that we support local throughout our community, not just downtown. And that's why we're going to get out and look throughout.
Okay, so we're going to continue hanging out at the ballpark for a little bit because we can do that. We're going to catch a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk with Scotty Bowman. If you don't know her by name, there's no question you must know her restaurants. She has the Big Chill. She has Scotty's on the River, talking about both zip codes we're highlighting this morning. But in terms of that local give back, she's also got the launch pad that is so near and dear to her heart. So stick around, we'll talk with Scotty, find out why she loves it so in the 37402 zip code as Chattanooga Unzipped, courtesy of Mark Hite, continues. Okay, so aren't you excited now about all that there is to do fun in the 37402 zip code? Of course, you want to find a way to make this your home. So we're back with Mark Hite, who says really pretty much if you want to be a part of anything in the city, this is your zip code. You can walk to it all.
If you want to walk out your door and be at everything that's great about Chattanooga's downtown, you want to live in 37402.
You know, I guess the other thing, we're going to say this a lot, especially when we're in town. As we hit the suburbs, it'll change a little bit.
It's going to be a lot of fun when we get out there too.
It will be fun, but in this in town, you've got the great mixture of old historic buildings.
Absolutely.
And the way the city's grown now with the new structures going up. Both are beautiful.
Both are, and we've been fortunate that we've been able to protect and respect some of the existing architecture, you know, so that we have a nice blend of new and old. And the same is true of the housing stock we're going to look at in 37402. There's a lot of diversity here, but it's the big housing stock in 37402 are what we would know as short-term housing. It's all the motels that are not really motels, hotels that are living in the downtown segment of our community.
Okay, so you're our tour guide. Where do you want to start?
Let's start with an affordable condominium right along the riverfront. Let's start right here on Riverfront Parkway, where we found a nice one-bedroom, one-bath home that really starts us out at $360,000.
Okay.
This gets you right here where you can walk out on Riverfront Parkway and you can be at Riverbend. You can watch an Iron Man go by the door.
Head to Scotty's.
Head to Scotty's on the river. All of it right here at the most affordable price that we're going to find in this zip code at $360,000.
Okay, that's actually very nice. And if you're an individual person looking to buy a house or a condo, it's a one bedroom, so a couple, could live there. But that is an investment. You can resell that and never lose it.
Absolutely. It is a great investment, and rather than the other part of the housing stock that's very prevalent in 37402 are rentals, meaning apartments. This was all a part of the Cameron Harbor development, and in there are townhomes, there's apartment living, there's condominiums, there's freestanding homes, and we're going to see one of the luxury townhomes in a moment that are right on the river. But it's a very diverse housing stock, but as you pointed out, you own this condominium. You're not making somebody else's mortgage by paying rent.
Right, very, very nice. Okay, where's our second stop?
Let's go to Loveman's, one of my favorite, most iconic developments. Again, a two-bedroom, two-bath, but a much larger product in this historic department store, and we dropped just over $1 million for this product. It's a luxury home, but once again, if you want to walk out your door or look out your balcony, you've got Nightfall every Friday night ready to live and enjoy.
You know, when you think about like a tree grows in Brooklyn or living in New York City and the feeling of those brownstones and being on the city street and the trees that are out there, but the activity always outside your doorstep.
Yes.
That's what you have there.
That is what you have at Loveman's in this beautiful Market Street product. And once again, as we were talking, they protected the original architecture of a 100-year-old department store, so you still have the beautiful facade, you have the grand lobby, and at the same time, each of these units were custom done to meet the owner's specifications. So it's a really cool place to live.
And I think we did not say this before. My sense of geography is kind of poor, but so the 37402 is pretty much from the aquarium all the way down to the south side.
Absolutely. It is the city's center business core where we've got all of the great entertainment districts, the things that people gravitate to Chattanooga for. And if you're living there, you're living in the midst of everything going on.
And if you're living in these places, Mark, like the Loveman's building, for example, do you have to pay an additional fee typically to park your car, or is that just part of it? Do you know?
At Loveman's in particular, that particular unit comes with two gated parking spaces.
Perfect.
So yes, I mean, you've got the opportunity, to park yourself, but if you have large guests or, large parties, we're going to be on the street.
Right, figured that's okay. They'll happily do that. To come and see that beautiful space, why would they not park on the street?
Absolutely, but speaking of beautiful spaces,
I'm ready.
Let's go back to the river and get really on the river with Latitude Circle.
Oh, what is this?
These are beautiful 4-story townhomes that are just finishing up. They're still in construction at this point. And each of these units, you have the best of the sunsets because you're looking at Signal Mountain, facing the river. This is right next door to Scotty's on the river, actually, to give you a perspective.
Okay.
And what's really cool about these is they each come with a boat slip. So you have the opportunity to have your own slip just outside your front door. So if you're really a water person or you want to enjoy Riverbend from the water, right here is your opportunity to live on Latitude Circle.
I mean, I'm not trying to suggest that that's just an insignificant asking price. However, that's a lot of value.
It really, location, location, location.
And size, that's a nice sized.
It is perfect for entertaining. You have your own garage to our parking conversation, so the garage is attached. You're pulling in with the groceries, getting on the elevator and heading up. If you've got a lot of dry cleaning that you're bringing home for the day, I mean, you can live a pretty special life at Latitude Circle.
It was a very fitting way to start these Unzipped conversations, to hit the downtown area. I think next time we're going to head out to Uwa and East Brainerd.
Absolutely.
The 37421 and 363 zip codes.
Yes, ma'am.
It's got to be a fun thing for you, though, as a realtor, to see how all parts of the viewing area are finding their way.
Real estate is local. And if you're going to really represent a client who's either relocating or just moving across town, you really need to know the features and benefits, the opportunities, the schools, and all of those things are what we're working to do with Unzipped, is to get in here and look behind the facade and really see what's going on.
Yeah, because whatever it is that you're looking for to make your life thrive and be what you're wanting it to be, Mark and his team can help you find a home or a condo or an apartment.
Or a townhome, I mean, whatever your housing need is.
And see, there's his phone. His clients need him. We're going to wrap it up. Mark, thank you so much. There's his phone number and the website, markhitehomes.com.
What a screw.